Now to Bloomberg's Megan Hughes. She's at our Washington bureau, and she's a former member of the Bush administration with her as we continue to follow this major breaking story. Hey, Megan.
Hey, Lisa, just to give you a little bit of the other perspective here, we're joined by Jim Capretta. He was the top budget official at the White House on health care from 2001 to 2004, so under the Bush administration. Jim, thank you so much for being here with us. Now, we just heard the current White House kind of framing this as a very limited decision. What's your take on the judge's decision today?
Well, I think this is a key provision of the whole law, is the individual mandates. So we have a judge saying that it's unconstitutional and it's not allowable to be enforced. I think there are huge implications that flow from that. That if you don't have this provision in place, many of the insurance rules are unworkable that are in the law. They were already, frankly, quite unworkable even with this in place. Now with it out, it's going to be clear to a lot of people that the bill's construction is very flawed and has to be revisited in a wholesale fashion.
And what does this decision mean for the healthcare industry? That individual mandate was a big priority for the insurers.
Yes, it was. I mean, from their perspective, they wanted everybody to be in. They were going to have the federal government use its the power of the federal government to force everybody into insurance. That's been now said by at least one judge to be an unconstitutional way to go about business. That means you have to try to think about insurance and coverage in a different way than they did in the bill, which was through coercion, frankly, making people buy something that they otherwise wouldn't have bought. So without coercion, you got to think about insurance regulation in an entirely different way than they did in the current bill.
We've got another big hearing scheduled for Thursday in Florida involving 20 states. What are the implications for that case, and what's sort of the political battle going on here?
Well, I think the implications are very, very significant. That if you have another lawsuit where a judge rules similar to as today, I think it creates momentum. I think it also gives a sense to the Congress and the public that, yes, this is not sacrosanct. There are lots of problems with this law. It's got constitutional problems. It's got huge political problems. It's got substantive problems. So the public is already on the side of, largely on the side of repeal and replace it with something that is workable and a little bit more in line with consensus. And so I think this will add to that momentum, politically as well as judicially.
Thank you so much, Jim Capretta, for being here with us. I'll toss it back to you, Lisa.